Hi, everybody. My name is Jason Chapin, Director of Workforce Development with the Westchester County Association. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of information we want to share with you. And today I am with Jan Fisher, Executive Director of Nonprofit Westchester, and Kathy Hallis, Executive Director of the Child Care Council of Westchester. They have been doing tremendous work helping people dealing with the healthcare and economic crisis that we're all facing, but we have a lot of hopeful information to share with you. A lot of great things are happening, and I'm very thankful to them for all that they're doing during this difficult time. So I want to ask them a few questions so that they can share some great information with all of you. And you also have the opportunity to ask a few questions, and then we'll also provide some additional information where you can get more information. So I want to start by asking Jan, what services and resources are you providing?
Sure. Thank you, Jason. And I just want to acknowledge the Westchester County Association for partnering so closely now and always with the nonprofit sector. This really represents the importance of public-private partnerships and everybody coming to the table with their unique expertise to benefit all of Westchester. So thank you so much for your work now and in the future. So Nonprofit Westchester is the only membership organization in the county that specifically advocates for the needs of Westchester's nonprofit sector. During this crisis, we are helping to ensure that all forms of financial relief and stimulus at all levels of government include the nonprofit sector. During other crisis situations and disasters, the sector that is boots on the ground, providing the services and making our economy and our community safe for everyone, are often the sector that is left out. We are small, mid-size, larger businesses that are keeping our community stable for all people, regardless of income. So we are advocating with our government partners. NPW also is providing vital resources to our member organizations who are so busy working. So in terms of the information they need during the crisis about new laws and regulations, where to get emergency supplies, and so many other critical resources that they need help understanding, we are here through email communications and by phone and by email. So that's what's going on from Nonprofit Westchester.
Great, and we also really appreciate the partnership we have with you. Thank you. Kathy, tell us about what services and resources you're providing.
Oh, Jason, thank you. And thank you again for the opportunity to be on here today with you and Jan, all that you are doing on behalf of Nonprofit Westchester. I thank you both. So the Child Care Council Westchester is really the county's one-stop shop for everything having to do with early care and education. And the primary thing we're doing right now is trying to connect parents to childcare and after-school options that are open. So we have a database, and we're calling the almost 740 childcare and after-school businesses to find out what their status is. Many of them are open, many of them have availability. So we are here, we're eager to talk to parents and employers to make those connections. In addition, we are trying to get a lot of information out to the childcare and after-school industry here in Westchester about resources. There are constant changes about policy and regulation. We're trying to, support what I think is such a vital part of the Westchester community. So we're trying to support them as well. And in conjunction with a wonderful organization, Feeding Westchester, we're doing a food distribution here this afternoon from 12 to 4 in the parking lot of our agency, and we expect to be here every Friday, same hours, as long as we need to.
That's great. Valuable services are being provided, just what we need. So back to Jan, if you could tell us about the partners you're working with and what you're doing together during this pandemic.
Sure. So we have critical partnerships with government at all levels. Westchester County and our county executive, George Latimer, they've been a tremendous resource to us. On the state and the federal level, we have contacts in each office, and they've just been really critical partner to us in addressing what we know are shortages of supplies and just the rapidly changing situations and information. So our partners in government have been critical to us during this time and previously. So a big shout out to all of them. We have other critical partners, United Way, the Westchester Community Foundation, Volunteer New York, Hospitality Resources Group, which is not a nonprofit, but provides many services to the nonprofits, has been great. Shout out to certain businesses, Sam's of Gedney Way and New York Hospitality Group, for stepping up and really assisting in the Food Bank of Westchester efforts. Inspiria Outdoor Advertisement has contacted me about public service announcements. And then there were just the nonprofit Westchester member agencies, from the Child Care Council to Feeding Westchester to so many organizations that I can't even mention, boots on the ground, but also those nonprofits who had to be incredibly nimble in taking what were in-person services and bringing them online and remotely to keep our children educated, to keep our seniors safe, and Volunteer New York, always there in these times of crisis to make sure that we can use the human power of our community to help each other. So, again, from government to nonprofit to business, public-private partnerships are key, and we each have great areas of expertise that are needed now. So I can't say enough about each sector and what everyone's doing.
Wow, you're really working with a lot of organizations and coordinating a lot of
Yeah.
efforts. That's tremendous. And Kathy, you told us that you're working with Nonprofit Westchester, of course, and with Feeding Westchester. Are you working with other partners? Are you doing some other things together with other organizations?
Well, yes, we picked up many, many diapers yesterday at Abbott House, courtesy of the Food Bank, which I believe is a partnership between the Department of Social Services and the Junior League. So we're going to be distributing those as well. And 914 Cares also got in touch with us. We're trying to get our hands on formula and baby food, all those other kinds of things that families are going to need. So, as Jan said, there's been a tremendous and frankly inspiring response from people in the nonprofit and larger Westchester community. I've been in touch constantly with members of the county execs team, who I don't think have slept in the past 2 weeks. They seem to be on the job all the time. We're talking to people at the state level, state advocates, people in the Board of Legislators, our state elected officials. I think everybody has made themselves, tremendously accessible and trying to find out how we get all the resources we need to, to get through this. So I think that's always been kind of the remarkable thing about Westchester is the number of groups and individuals who really do amazing things, when they're really needed to.
Yeah, it's just another reminder. If you think about the frontline efforts of our healthcare sector, as well as other first responders and other service providers and all that they're doing, we have to remember a lot of them have children who need childcare so that they can do all that they're doing. So together, things are happening, and that's just what you want with a community. So
Jason,
we know
if
that
I
there are a
could-
lot of individuals, and we know there are a lot of organizations that want to help. If you could tell us how they could help and where they can get more information so that they can assist you in all that you're doing. Let's start with Jan.
Jason, Jason, I'd just like to add, and I left out in terms of partners, and you brought up a good point that there are people that really don't have the opportunity to work from home. And I do want to give a shout out, even though everyone is critical, to the people that are working in our shelters, our homeless shelters, our domestic violence shelters. We know that these people don't have a choice, and they are there and they are doing what is necessary, and they are really boots on the ground. And, you know, they also deserve a shout out, particularly. And people who are working in group residences and those types of services are really important, along with nurses, doctors, and other first responders. It's just, as Kathy said, it's inspiring to know that these people have chosen to go into this work, and they're still there, fulfilling what is really a calling to them, but it is also a professional expertise that they bring to our society and should be recognized. So in terms of how people can help, now and in the future, I would love for people to remember that their local nonprofits are addressing this crisis, and we are the shock absorbers for the economy and for the community. If people can, I would encourage them to give locally and give generously financially. And if they cannot, their volunteer and human efforts are important. They can go to Volunteer New York, to their website, and find out how they can contribute whatever expertise or skills they may have. That's critical. Also, please go to Nonprofit Westchester's Facebook page and our website, which is npwestchester.org, and sign up for our emails, and please support your local nonprofits that are, again, really keeping our community stable at this time.
That's great information. Thank you. And we also know that United Way of Westchester and Putnam has been heavily involved in working really hard to make sure that they're doing everything they can, and just found out recently that they have put together a $50,000 fund to help nonprofits during this crisis. And it's just another example of organizations stepping up and filling the void. And there's just so much more to come. I know that there will be a relief fund set up, and I believe Westchester Community Foundation is going to be involved in that. And when we have more information, we want to share that with the larger community so they have an opportunity to help as well. And Kathy, again, thank you for all that you're doing. If you could tell us how individuals and organizations can help you during this time.
Yeah, I just want to add, you know, my nomination to Jan's very wonderful list of heroes. All the folks in childcare and after school programs, many of them have remained open or will be opening, because all those important people that need to get to work often rely on childcare and after school programs to be able to do so. And the Westchester County is also opening up a temporary program for children between the ages of 5 and 12 at the county center. Many school districts are also going to be opening up some after school spaces, again, preference for essential staff. So we're working with all of them. I would urge everybody to stay, to check in on our Facebook page, because we're going to be putting the latest with regard to childcare and after school resources on there. We do have people in our resource referral department returning phone calls. That phone number is 914-761-3456, extension 140. So for anybody who needs temporary or backup care, please call us. We are calling all the programs throughout the day just to get the latest on their availability. In terms of how you can help, we are desperately trying to find supplies for young children, formula, baby food, wipes, diapers, and would be happy to take those items here at our location, 313 Central Park Ave in Scarsdale. And if you want to reach me with any questions or ideas, please email me at Kathy H, It's Kathy with a K, Kathy H, at cccwny.org. And I thank everybody.
Jason, if I could add
Amazing.
something.
Okay. Yes.
Jason, can
Go
I
ahead.
add something? I do have to give a shout out to my colleague, Kathy Hallis. She's a previous president of Nonprofit Westchester. And in addition to being a leader in childcare in the county and the state, somehow she manages to offer incredible support to other nonprofits as an advocate, as a friend, as a partner, working with Feeding Westchester. With all that's going on with her and her organization, she is still managing in an hour from now to have a food distribution site in her parking lot. So, you know, in addition to Kathy, there are so many leaders in the nonprofit sector who also volunteer their time to this organization, and we're really grateful to that for that as well.
Yeah, you are both wonderful individuals and true professionals. I know that you're bombarded with phone calls and meetings and emails and everything else, and this has been great that you've carved out time to be with us and to share information and to give people hope and encourage others to get involved. And before we finish, I just want to give both of you the opportunity, if there's anything we didn't discuss that you think you'd like to mention before we wrap up, starting with Jan.
I think I've said it all. Again, I just want to thank our government partners, our nonprofit partners, and our business partners. And every cloud has a silver lining. It's hard to see that now, but I am truly inspired by the people that I am working with and the organizations that are doing tremendous work. And, you know, particularly, again, the people in childcare, in the shelter system, in residences, in hospitals, who are putting themselves in harm's way and are still out there supporting our community. So thank you. And again, thank you to the Westchester County Association for this opportunity. It really does, to use a cliche, take a village, and you're part of that village. So thank you for bringing us in to bring this important information to the community.
Well, we're just happy we could help. And Kathy, anything that you want to mention that we haven't covered already?
I just want to thank you, Jason, again for doing this, and the Westchester County Association for stepping up as it always does. Jan, you are the best. Thank you for all that you're doing. And, you know, we're being tested, but I have no doubt that, you know, we'll be fine. So I just urge everybody, let's treat each other with kindness and grace. And if there's anything else the Child Care Council can be doing, please send me an email and let me know. Thank you.
Yeah, great message. Working together, we're going to get through this, and a lot of people are going to get the help that they need. I can only imagine what it would be like if we didn't have you and all the other organizations doing everything that you're doing. And I want to thank everybody who was able to join us. And please share this information if you found it helpful with others. The more people that are involved, of course, the more that we can do. And we're very thankful for all that's being done. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take
Bye.
care.